Hey Bulldog fans, welcome to another edition of the Bryant Football Coaches Show. Tristan Hobbs here with the head football coach of the Bryant football team, Chris Merritt. Coach, game one last Thursday at Stony Brook, 35-10, the final. Just your first thoughts after you've gone back, watched the film, about how your team performed in the opener.
Well, I think in the first half we played the game that we wanted to play. We kept them off balance on first down. We moved the football. We converted third downs. Defense played them tough. Defense got off the field on third downs. We played our game in the first half, which kept the score close, kept the game close. Second half we played their game. We couldn't convert a third down in the second half. We had trouble stopping the run. We had trouble getting off the field, which led to the score.
What did you like most from your team on Thursday?
I think they competed. I definitely think that the physicality, especially on the defensive side of the football, I thought those guys came out and played hard. I think they competed the entire ball game.
Your team it just seemed like Stony Brook had 2 or 3 big chunk plays. It seemed as if you guys just needed 1 or 2 of those to swing momentum your way as well.
Right. Again, that was the second half.
Right.
They hit us on a couple big plays, and we knew going into the ball game that we couldn't give up the big plays. We didn't want to create a short yardage or short field for their offense. Their size of their line and their running game up front's pretty good. But those things happened at the time they couldn't happen.
Fernando Casanova had a big game in the middle of your defensive line. What did you see in film, and what did you see on Thursday from his performance?
I think Fernando had a great game for us. I think that he was one of the most dominant players on the line of scrimmage on either side of the football during the night, which is the reason why he got the gold jersey this week.
And what does that signify in terms of this program?
We're giving out gold jerseys right now for what we call the gold standard. Win or lose, we want to recognize the individual efforts of the guys that go out there and play the type of Bryant football that we want to promote, and that's our brand. And Fernando was one of the 4 guys who got one, and I think that hopefully for him that's a mark of the signs to come.
Turnover game, even 2-2, a couple of interceptions for Bryant, and then your team forcing an interception and forcing a fumble on the goal line. 2 takeaways on defense. You had to like that in the first game of the year.
Absolutely. I think that's got to be our focus. It's all we focused on in preseason and spring football. We're creating turnovers. Obviously, offensively, the interception for a touchdown hurt. It was off the hands of a receiver, and then the second one was just a bad decision that we made. But we can't turn the ball over to teams like Stony Brook.
Offensively, Dan Adebaboye, 21 carries, a touchdown. Vinny Nizavacha had his hand in a lot of different offensive sets for you. And Anthony Frederick, his first collegiate game, 3 catches, 55 yards. There was definitely some things to build off of there from your team offensively on the first night.
Oh yeah, it was a first night for a lot of guys. I think Daniel came out, ran the ball hard. Again, he got the gold jersey on the offensive side of the football for his physicality, the way he ran the football. And then Anthony gives us a speed factor. He gives us something that I think against most defensive backs in the CAA as well as in the NEC that will have a matchup problem for some of the defenses that we play.
Your opponent this week is Albany, another member of the CAA. A little bit more of a maybe normal schedule you can get on to now as we start to get into Saturday games. What is the focus of this team this week? What is the message this week?
Well, for us, it's last week is last week. Right now, we have to look forward. We have to find out. It's not what happened last week. It's about what we're going to do now. That's the message we told the guys after the game Saturday or Thursday night. It was simply what happened in the past is in the past. We learn from it. The question is what are we going to do now? We're going to fix the little things that caused our breakdowns. We got to commit to ourselves to getting better, and that's the goal.
Initial thoughts on your opponent this week, Albany, what maybe they kind of bring to the table, and what we can expect to see on Saturday.
Well, where they're similar to Stony Brook is their size up front. They've got some good size on both sides of the line up front. They're more physical, I guess, in the box. Stony Brook had a lot of athletes, so they played a smother you type of a defense. Offensively, both teams are somewhat similar. But I think that for us, offensively, we've got to find a way to get points on the board.
head coach Chris Merritt. The Bulldogs head to the capital of New York this week, take on the Albany Great Danes, 7 o'clock kickoff on Saturday night. Be sure to follow the Bulldogs on social media at Bryant U Football.